Hello, and welcome to another episode of In My Experience with yours truly, Christine DeGinto. This podcast is a space where I speak from lived experience. The moments that shaped me, challenged me, and changed the way that I understand myself in the world. The awakenings, the breakdowns, the moments that cracked me open, asked me to stay present, be embodied, and be honest with myself. I share my stories not to persuade or define truth for anyone else, but to offer perspective, to explore the gray areas we don't often have language for, to slow things down and listen more closely to what's happening beneath the surface. You'll hear solo episodes where I reflect on my own initiations, spiritual gifts, and the systems that tried to define me. And conversations with guests who have walked strange, beautiful, and sometimes painful paths of their own and come back with wisdom to share with us. I invite you to take what resonates, leave the rest, and trust your own experience as valid. Thank you for being here. This is In My Experience. Welcome back to In My Experience. This is part 2 of my conversation with Mandy Hayes of the Flowerz podcast. This was recorded on January 29th of this year. If you're coming here from Flowerz, welcome. I'm really glad you're here and to connect. The second half of our conversation shifts a bit. It becomes more grounded, more human, but still layered with the same awareness we were talking about in part 1. We get into relationships, energy dynamics between people, and what it feels like when you start noticing what actually drains you versus what gives you energy. We talk about everyday life, dating, work, conversations that just don't resonate anymore, and how once your awareness shifts, it's hard to go back to surface level interactions. And somewhere within all of it, we also move into identity, masculine and feminine expressions, and how we experience ourselves in ways that don't always fit into clean categories. This one feels like real life, just seen through a different lens. Here we go. We'll
It's
get
not
there.
happening.
Maybe next year.
Yeah, maybe next year.
Maybe next year, every American will say, instead of having the auto pay for the mortgage, I'm going to turn off auto pay, not paying my mortgage this month. Can you imagine if every American did that? How long would it take the banks to fail? How quickly would we be like, oh shit, just like I did in my realization after that total disillusion of reality. And then I was like, oh shit, you have no power at all. It'll be like that. Like it only takes a little bit. But just egging on anarchy, I guess, but I don't mean to do that.
A little bit at a time.
Yeah.
But that is the Amy Bella saying, calling the bluff of the false matrix, because it is 100% true. And it's like, okay, well, we all talk about this utopian society that is absolutely doable.
Oh,
absolutely. Yeah. We're still working because we're taking care of ourselves. We're taking care of our land. We're taking care of each other.
Mm-hmm.
We're just not feeding money into the system anymore. We're creating our own system.
100%.
And where does that start? What cogs need to fall off the wheel in order to get that ball rolling and everyone to jump on board? We don't know. So maybe we need to know.
And maybe not everyone will, and that's okay too. But I don't know how it would be sustainable unless the majority of the population was thinking differently and putting their energy towards something different. I believe it. I mean, I think as the younger generations, our kids aren't going to be dealing with any of this bullshit. They're going to be like, no,
Yeah.
We're starseeds. We know better. No, thank you.
Oh my goodness, absolutely. And it's my youngest son, he's 6, so who knows what he's gonna do? He's just a crazy boy who loves dirt bikes and painting and all the cool things. My middle child, he is a sports athlete, 100 million%. That's what his drive is. He wants to be in the NFL. Badass. That's totally you. I'll be your biggest cheerleader. My oldest is 16. And I I'm not him, so I don't know. But I totally feel like he's just here to just like experience life
Mm-hmm.
and
Mm-hmm.
to also like emotionally work through some heavy stuff that's just been in there since before he was born,
Mm-hmm.
but just here to experience life. So for people like that, like where do they fit into this society? Because they
Yeah.
end up going to a job that they hate because they that sounds very pessimistic. But I mean, from
That doesn't feed their soul.
right, there you
Yeah.
go.
Yeah.
Okay. And so then they're just stuck on this wheel and then they're, oh God,
Oh God, it breaks my heart. Like I
this is
can't. We
a
cannot let our kids do that. We can't. We
no,
can't. It's
right.
our responsibility to set them up to be like, you're actually a free agent. Like you can make this world. Okay.
Yeah. So I am trying to navigate that with him because I tell him all the time, like, you can literally do whatever you want to do. You just need to learn how to um, take care of yourself. You know,
Yeah.
like that's
Yeah.
very, very important. I don't want to set you up for failure, but like, if you're not super passionate about anything, that's okay.
Maybe you
It,
haven't found it yet. Yeah.
yeah, you know,
Keep searching. Yeah.
I didn't know what I was passionate about until I loved art my whole entire life, but I knew at the time, like, man, probably not like that many jobs lined up, in that particular arena, even though there are. I just was very closed off to that at a young age because that's all I heard for my whole life.
Hmm.
Figure out something else to do. Are you gonna draw for people on the side of the road? Maybe,
Yeah, why not? I mean, there are caricature people and like murals
Right.
and even just like painting. Like I do painting work. I'll go in and get paid to paint an entire house before it gets sold.
Oh my goodness.
That's like, I mean, that's not artistry, but it is. You know what I mean? Like you're still painting, you're still doing stuff. But yeah.
I love
Uh,
that so much.
and snow removal. Would you think that I run a skid steer and do snow removal?
No,
I do.
multi-talented.
Yeah, it's so funny. I love to tell people that, like, just to see the look on their face sometimes. It's like I'm so proud of that, like big dick attitude. Like I'm just like rolling up in the machine and then I get out and oh my God, oh, it's a girl. Like people are always so surprised by that. It's hilarious. I just
You
love
need
it.
help, honey? Are you
I'm like, no.
okay? Right. Oh
I
my
run this
God.
shit.
I love that so much.
Yeah, oh my God. But everyone is always so nice to me too. Unless they're, I've also worked, because I worked in commercial landscaping for a number of years, and there were many, there's macho men out there, and they really don't like it when you show them up at all.
Mm,
They get very triggered, and then they put you down. They'll try to put you down. Uh, yeah, it's fun.
we're like, not happening over here,
Yeah,
buddy.
yeah. It's like, it's okay. I can run circles around you on the weed whacker, so no worries.
Oh, I love that so much.
I've always been like a tomboy though.
Yeah. No,
I
I
like
can
to look cute, but I'm like a beast. It's weird.
feel that.
Yeah.
That
Yeah.
was like a big portion of one of the talks that me and Amy had actually, because like I have all boys, right? Like my dog is a boy, all of my fish are boys, my cat's a boy,
Oh my
completely
gosh.
surrounded by boys all
Yes.
the time. But even growing up, like my sisters, uh, I have four sisters, and all of them pretty much were very like, prissy and got to do my hair and my nails and blah 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 blah. And that was amazing. They're awesome, and I love them, and they're all very beautiful. But I always felt like I would beat up the boys at school, or be a hard ass in soccer or karate or whatever. And so even now as an adult, like I am really trying to dig into my feminine. And I've
Mhm.
told like my bestie Brandy about this, for example, and I was talking to her one day and I'm like, you know those memes where there's like a girl wearing a flannel and she's got like her hair in a messy bun and she looks all cute and like how I want to look. And then there's like a lumberjack in a flannel right next to him. It's like how I actually look. That's how I feel.
It's
Very,
all about
very masculine.
styling. It's all about styling, from what I understand. Like, you
Mm.
could have like super cute clothes, but if you don't like tuck it in and have like the right angles on stuff and like the accessory, like that's like really the thing. I don't have time for that shit. I'm just like, that could be cute. I would love to see that on somebody, but I'm not wearing that. I'm just gonna put on some sweats and like, but I have these super cool clothes, like really cool clothes, because I like vintage things
Yeah.
and I like, I don't know what I like. It's so very different. I don't really have a style. My favorite color is black though, but you can do anything with black. Um, yeah, I kind of wish I did dress up a little bit more. Maybe we should do that. Let's like, okay, you and me and all the listeners for the next week until next episode. Every night you pick out your clothes and you like even if you don't have plans, like you're not really going anywhere, still like dress up because like why not?
Right.
Just for fun.
Oh, I love that so much. There, again, these little memes of these old women
Oh, yes, I've
walking
seen them.
around in them
Yes, I love it.
beautiful hats, dresses, and they're like, no, dress up. What are you talking about? Like, this is my wardrobe, and we do this
Yeah,
every day because we're fabulous, and this is
yeah.
how we look.
We
You know?
can be fabulous. We absolutely can. Like I have a jewelry box full of jewelry and I like to wear my stones. I always wear my stones, but like I don't I don't switch out my jewelry. I put my earrings in, they're in there. I mean, like I should probably take them out more and clean them, but like I just leave them in. I wear a necklace, it's on for a month. You know?
Right.
Like I'm not good about that. I'm not good about being like, let me adorn myself, you know? But I
Right.
could. And if I did, I'm sure people would be like, "Oh, I like your necklace. I like your earrings. I like your whatever."
At
I don't
that,
know. I like
definitely.
compliments, so
Oh, for sure, girl. Like, looking fabulous today, by the way.
Oh, thank you.
But yeah, I'm wearing my husband's baggy t-shirt.
Well, that's comfortable, I'm sure.
Boxers.
That's usually how I'm dressed around the house. Like I'm a projector and I don't I've heard that this is typical of projectors, but it takes me a long time to like get up, get moving. I need like a good 4 or 5 hours in the morning to just drink coffee and smoke cigarettes and like fuck
Yes.
around, do whatever I want. And then I'm like by 1 o'clock, I'm like, I should probably get dressed. Like
That is so funny because that is definitely the vibe that I carry around with me, let me tell you. I'm a generator actually. So can you explain a little bit about projectors?
projectors, I guess it's like sorry. Grace
Mm-mm.
is calling me right now. Let me go like this. Let's say decline. Okay. Projectors. She's calling me. Well, hang up. Hang up.
There you are.
Okay. Am I back?
No, it's a picture of you.
She's repeatedly calling me. I don't know what to do. If I should, I can't end and accept it. I told her not to call me. Anyway, I was like, don't call me or come over between 1 and 2. Um, anyway, am I back now?
There you are.
Calling me. Okay. Projectors have they don't have their own energy. Generators are like you have apparently your own energy. And if you're doing something that you love, like you can keep doing that. Like you might be able to get up in the morning and work straight through to like a set time and you go to sleep when you're tired, like you have these like regimens. But I feel like projectors are like we don't have our own energy source necessarily. Like we absorb things. We have penetrative auras. So when we walk into a room, our aura penetrates other people's auras and we pick up on all this subtle information, sensations, information, energy, all the things. And we absorb that, I believe, It depends on like how you're built, like what your design is individually, but like I feel like it's through my sacral.
Hmm.
I pull energy in. Um, and apparently I'm not even supposed to sleep with other people because if I sleep with other people or animals, I'm still absorbing their energy and then therefore cannot rest. So it's important for me to like have alone time and quiet time and move slow and I don't love like getting invited to something and then just like jumping into it. Like it's hard for me to do that. Like I need some time to be like, oh, I don't know how I'm gonna feel later. And like that makes me sound like an asshole sometimes, but it's like genuinely if I say yes now and then later I don't feel good, like I'm gonna be mad. I'm gonna be like, I don't want to go now. Like, and then I won't go and whatever. So I always appreciate people who understand how I work a little bit more. That doesn't usually happen. Usually I'm good to go. But sometimes I'm like, why did I say yes to this? I don't want to do this now, you know?
Yeah.
But yeah, that's just how I relate to myself. I don't know too much about like human design. Like, I don't read the charts. I don't um practice this for clients or anything, but I always suggest looking into people's human design. Like, go online, find whatever site resonates with you, buy the report, and understand it the best that you can because I feel like it's such valuable information. Human design, gene keys, and astrology, I feel are very important for people to understand to try to learn themselves. But yeah, I'm not the expert.
No, I'm totally right there with you. I just find it super interesting. And you never know, right? So like you knew like what you were, right? But might not have like a super in-depth understanding of like the other things, whatever. I don't at all. I only know a little bit about a generator because of what Amy had shared with me when she looked into the gene keys, or human design. And I found it super interesting because it was so on the money with how I interacted with the world. And I'm like,
Hmm.
"Ooh, I just want to know, like, ooh, what's your thing?" You know?
Yeah, right. It's very helpful. I grew up okay, so once I did mine, I also did it for like everyone in my family because it's important to understand how they work, right? Especially my kids, but I did it for like my parents and my sister and my ex and my kids because I wanted to know like how can I deal with them better? How can I understand them more deeply and support them in their energetic needs? So that was my goal. And I realized that I was raised by a generator and a manifesting generator. And my sister is a generator also. I married a manifesting generator. My son is a projector, and my daughter is a manifester. My son, daughter, and myself are very different from everyone else in our family. And that is reflected pretty clearly. We operate really differently, like than my mom and dad. Like my mom and dad are really like oriented and regimented and organized. And I'm not, it's not that I'm not that way. I just, I don't know. I just let things go a lot more easily. Like it's like I'm not worried. Like I'll let things sit in my sink for a day. I don't care. But my mom would be like, "Oh my God, clean the sink." And I'm like, "Fuck, I don't care." Like I'll do it later, you know? But it's just I don't know. It's interesting. It's really interesting. But apparently projectors can see pretty clearly into like overarching dynamics and they're able to just kind of like see things that other people aren't programmed to see to create efficiencies. So, like, if you get a projector's, uh, if you explain a scenario to a projector, they may be able to reflect back different aspects that you wouldn't typically think of that help you to come to a realization that's helpful. That's what I've found.
Yeah, that's really, really interesting. So it's so funny. Have you ever read the Celestine Prophecy?
No.
Oh my God. When I first found out that the book was not based on a true story, I was so devastated.
Oh,
However, it's still an incredible book, and it talks all about well, there's 9 insights about like how you like ways to live, how to interact with other people, how to experience, I want to say like how to experience life to the fullest, being a human. But in there, it also talks about, um, ooh, I wish I remembered exactly the words that I need to know to finish the sentence, but it talks about the different ways that people, how they get energy from other people.
Oh, that's very valuable. Yes.
Yeah, so that was like a huge preface in the book. And I'm totally blanking on the names right now, which is like super sad. But
That's okay. Look it up. We'll look it up.
yeah, yeah, we'll look it up.
Can you
So
spell that for me or like tell me the name again? The
it
Salisbury?
the
The Salisbury's?
the Salisbury steak of the universe. The it's called the Celestine Prophecy.
Celestine prophecy. Okay.
Celestine,
Berenstain Bears.
yeah, exactly. Um, let me see here. There. Okay, so the main character undertakes a journey to find and understand a series of 9 spiritual insights in the ancient manuscripts in Peru. Um, well, oh, 4 types of people. Ah, here we go. So the Celestine prophecy describes 4 control dramas that people use unconsciously to steal energy in relationships, which that
Mm.
sounds very like negative connotation.
Yeah, it's just sort of how we all work, though.
Right.
Yeah.
So there's the intimidator, which is the person who creates power or fear over other people, um, in whatever situation in order to gain that person's energy. The interrogator, the person who's like judging or questioning, in order to receive energy from the other person. Someone who is considered aloof, which is like they're withdrawing, they're mysterious, they're like, no, you need to come and ask me more questions because I'm not going to tell you that easy.
Mm-hmm.
Or there's the like poor, pitiful me, the victim, the guilt tripper person who is, you know, oh, well, it's me. Oh, well, aren't you going to ask me how I'm doing? Well, don't you want to hear my story?
Yeah.
And it's wild why I was like so why I was sad when I found out that this was not a true story is because it was so wonderful how it was like all put together, but it's also there's so many truths in this book.
Yeah.
It's wild. Right.
Yes.
So I just always found that very interesting because like you can, how you were doing with human design, like if you can figure out what control drama your parents have or how they
Mm-hmm.
interact in the world, how you were raised,
Mm-hmm.
then it's funny to see like what kind of human they created, what
Yes.
your control drama is and how you
Yes.
overcome that, right?
Yeah. That is that's fascinating. It makes a lot of sense. And it's interesting how sometimes when you're interacting with people, you can immediately pick up on that. Like, well, I feel like it's easier if you know them
Mhm.
and you've spent time with them and like been reflecting and thinking in these types of ways to try to identify that. But also sometimes strangers, like you just feel it and you're like, you're sucking my energy out. Like, it's interesting. I've been thinking about my grandma a lot. And when she was put on hospice, I was thinking about this couple things that we talked about. I thought about when I was in the shower getting ready. That's normal. That happens every day. But I, my grandmother passed away in 2020, and well, it was 2019, I think. But I like the tail end. She had not quite leukemia, but some type of blood cancer, and she was I believe 88. She was in the hospital, and I went to talk to her, and I currently I'm a death doula. Back then I was not, but I was involved in non-medical home care for seniors, and I was well versed in hospice and the signs of end of life. And my priority was always a continuum of care and honoring wishes. So that's also why I became a death doula, because I already had experience in that. But when I went to visit my grandmother in the hospital, I asked her if she wanted to go home on hospice. And she was like, I've been waiting for someone to ask me that. And I'm like, why are you waiting for other people to do anything? Like, this is your show. And she was like, you're right. And I'm like, you want to go home? She's like, yeah. I'm like, I'll pick up the phone. I'm going to call him right now. And then I had somebody come in and meet with her, like a representative from the hospice company that I had worked with. And she's their like marketer. And that's how I knew her, because I was in this business before. So I was like, call Wendy up, have her come if she can, blah, blah. So she comes and talks with my grandma. I think everything goes great. The rep leaves the room, and my grandmother says, how did she describe her? She was like, she's an energy eater. And I was like, what? And she's like, oh yeah, she's a sucker. She's an energy
Oh
sucker.
yeah.
I've met him before. She's one of them. And I was like, oh shit, like sorry that you felt that way, but you don't have to see her again. Like that was just like, like she's not going to be with you every day. And she's like, yeah, I could just feel when she was talking to me, she's just sucking all my energy out. And I was like, oh,
It's
I'm
wild.
glad you said that. Like, I'm glad
Right.
that you could say that and not feel bad. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So wild, man. So wild.
Yeah. I believe her. I believe her. Yeah, because there's that thing too, like when you're working with people and you have that like business relationship, the niceties that you share with people, it's fucking draining, right? And then you wonder, like, is it what we're doing, or is it the person I'm doing it with that's draining me? Is it the shallow surface level thing that's draining me, or is it this individual, you know?
Right, right. And a lot of times it feels to me like I don't, once I got to a certain point in my life and in my like belief system where like, you create your own reality, all of those things, like in putting that to work on a daily basis and then seeing the examples presenting themselves, back to me in my daily life, like that is so incredible to talk about and to share and to focus on, because that's how you bring about more of it and blah, blah, blah.
Mm-hmm.
So the surface level conversations are just so like, yeah, cool, you got a new car. That's awesome. Oh, let's talk about all the features of your car. Oh, you want to talk about how much it costs? I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
uh,
Oh my
okay.
gosh. Yeah. Oh
And you
gosh.
don't want to be rude or anything at all because obviously they're very excited about this thing, but it's like, I don't have anything to offer. I don't have much to offer in return in regards to the level that you want to meet me at because
Yeah.
I'm not there it's just not fun for me anymore. So
Yeah.
feels way more draining to me than it does to you, you
Yes.
know?
Yes, totally. I was briefly dating someone that lives across the street. It was convenient, right? But similarly, it's funny that you're talking about a car in particular, but he had a car and a truck and another car. And he was like, I love my truck. I'm never going to get rid of it. And I was like, yeah, I need to buy a truck because I do landscaping. And I currently drive an Audi A6. I love it so much, but it's not ideal to load weed whackers and backpack blowers and shovels and all kinds of things in. I do it, but it's not ideal. So I would prefer to have a truck, and then I'd be able to pick up other materials like stone and dirt and plants, all the things. You could see how, if you could see how many plants I can fit in my car, I could redo your entire garden. Anyway, but it's funny because he was like, yeah, you can use my truck. Don't worry about it. You'll be doing me a favor actually, because I don't drive it enough. And if you borrow it like once or twice a week and drive it around, like that would help me. And I was like, okay. And then all of a sudden, he wanted to get the same car that he already had, like a BMW X5. He wanted to get the same car he already had, but blacked out. and he wanted like all these other features. It's like $100,000 car. And then he's like, I'm going to sell my truck. And I'm like, okay, like, that's fine. Like, it's yours, it's your choice, it's whatever you want. But like, in the back of my mind, I'm like, you did offer it to me to like help me run my business, but like, okay, cool, like whatever. So then I'm like, yeah, maybe a little bit less serious about this relationship because clearly you're just like all over the place doing whatever the fuck you want, and you
Right.
have no realization that like you offered me a lifeline for me to focus on my business and to like get committed to it in a way where I know that I'd be able to do more with a truck. And then you're just like, I'm going to sell it. So, like, that relationship did not last long. Anyway, so he sold his truck, but he kept telling me about it every day. Every day he was telling me that he's talking to people about selling it and he wants this much, he wants that much, and he wants this and he wants that. And this person didn't come through. This person, I talking to him every day for a week about the same person. Oh no, I couldn't sell it to him. He couldn't give me enough. And I'm like, I don't fucking care
Yeah.
about any of this. And so then he's like, he comes up to me and I was talking with another neighbor and he goes, I'm going to sell my truck. And I was like, what else is new?
Right.
Literally, what else is new? Like, and he thought I was being,
What
I'm
happened?
sure he thought I was being rude, but like, I just couldn't fucking hear it anymore. I'm like, I don't care. Like, your one thing that you are obsessed with is like this big on my list of like, I don't care. So he did. He sold that
Yeah.
truck, got another more expensive car for absolutely no reason. But then he just told me recently he wants to buy a truck because he misses his truck. And I'm like, okay, whatever.
Here we go. Yeah.
And but it's like it's funny. I was talking with the neighbor about how I was kind of in a relationship with this person. He's like, "Oh yeah, that's convenient." And I was like, "Yeah, it could be. It could be." Uh, or it could be a nightmare. We'll see. Like, because I
Maybe
can't
not.
really get away from him if it's like if it gets weird. I can't really, but it's okay. Everything's fine. Hopefully he doesn't hear this, but I'm sure he already knows that's exactly how it went because I very clearly would like shut down when he'd start talking, I'd be like,
But isn't that the thing though? Because like it's a blessing because you can have the capacity to speak to other people about just mind-blowing, off the wall, amazing, deep things. And it give you so much energy and get you so pumped and you can hold on to that for days, you know?
yeah,
But in in real life when you are at you like your kid's football game or you run into your neighbor or whatever after the niceties have faded away. Hey, how you doing? How's like, oh, how's Jim? Oh, everything's great, blah blah blah. Well, then you're sitting there like, yeah, okay. you know
so how about the
like,
weather?
I know you don't want to go down that road because you're just gonna look at me like I'm a crazy person. But
I've started just saying like whatever, basically like whatever I want. And sometimes people look at me weird. I don't know. One time I was on a train going down to Georgia to visit a friend,
ooh,
and it was actually really cool. It was like the first time that I've ever taken a train for a long trip, but I'll tell you, it's cheaper than a flight and you get way more room in your seat. The seats actually recline all the way back. And like if you pick a train that is going overnight, you can just sleep. Like
yeah,
when you wake up, you're there. It's fine. It's kind of cool. But they
yeah,
also
great service.
stop. They stop along the way. Planes don't, right? I smoke cigarettes. I'm a big cig smoker and I'm not ashamed of that. But so that when they stop the train, you can get off and smoke a cig. All the smokers get off the train. I'm standing there, and the moon is real bright and there's a woman there. It's probably like 2:30 in the morning. There's a woman and a man, and we're all kind of far away from each other. And I look at her and I go, wow, look at the moon. And she looks at it and I go, do you think it's real? And she was like, this lady's fucking weird. And like walked away from me. And then she went up to the guy. She's like, she just asked me if I think the moon is real. And I was like, yeah, I sure
Well,
did. Well, yeah, you didn't answer me.
can I get a response here, please? That is so incredibly beautiful. And I love that so much. So, like, oh, I love that so much. I
I
am
just laughed. I was
trying.
just laughing by myself. I was like,
Well, because it's your reality, it's your world. You are
yeah,
your own being, and like that's your feelings. Not to sound like super, oh, it's all about you. It's all about, yourself, blah, 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 blah. But like, but really it is.
yeah,
Like from a very loving perspective, obviously. But oh, I just love that so much. So like, okay, I randomly get words that like pop in my head, and a lot of times I don't know what they mean, so I'm constantly Googling things all the time. So I was laying in bed, well, on the couch. This happened like a couple days ago. Laying on the couch, trying to go to sleep, tossing and turning. And I had the word bindi pop in my head over
mm,
and over and over and over again. And I'm like, what the fuck? What does bindi mean? Why is this so important? So I Google it, and it's the dot that
yeah,
it's where on their head. I had no idea.
yeah,
So I started looking up like, okay, well, why? And where did this come from? How
yes.
did it originate? Blah, 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 blah. And in Jainism, um, they wear bindis as a form of like psychic protection, but also it's a reminder for people of Jainism to remember like your spirit comes first and everything else comes second, right?
Hmm.
Um, but also in Hinduism, it's the women wear it, especially red ones when they're married, or in a loving relationship, whatever. And so I was just thinking to myself, like, wow, I would love to just be able to like wear one. But I'm
Yeah.
a white woman, and especially where I live in like the podunk town of Millington and BFE Countryville, that people would look at me like I'm a fucking nut job. Or it's
Well, that's like on them. That's their ignorance because what you want to do is honor an ancient tradition that holds significant meaning to something that you feel aligned with. So I suggest you do whatever the fuck you want. And I think actually by you doing whatever the fuck you want, people will be like, they might be like, what is that? What is that? Then you could be like, this is a bindi. It's because, and you like explain, and then they might learn something and they might be like, oh, we as Americans don't know everything.
well, see, very, very true. And it is the um man, the confidence to divine self-expression.
Yeah,
And I am constantly learning that
yeah,
because, and I feel like especially as like a white female in the United States, this is like a whole entire subject on its own, but and totally controversial as well.
yes, very controversial, but it doesn't make any sense about why it is because we all just are what we are, and we
Right.
are all actually one. And there is no separation, there is no difference between us on the spiritual side of things. So it's like really funny that these differences in our bodies and physical appearances seem to separate us, but like we need
And
to evolve past that. Yeah.
yeah, and if you think about reincarnation, and obviously not everybody believes that, and that's totally completely fine.
They're
For
wrong. They're wrong if they don't believe it, but no, I'm just kidding. I'm kidding. I'm kidding. You can believe what you want.
for my own personal experience and beliefs, I definitely believe that. So, like, it's not like in every single lifetime I'm a white woman from
Yep.
America. Like
Yep.
we all have different experiences with different backgrounds, different cultures, different skin tones, different religions, all of these things. It's just like, in this lifetime, I picked this particular vessel for, whatever reason I had.
Yeah.
But I think it's really important to not like I understand cultural appropriation. Like I get it. I had
Yeah.
dreads for the longest time. Absolutely love them. Getting them back when my hair is long. It's a long story. But when I first got dreads, I was 23, and for the first time in my life I felt like my outsides matched my insides. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Yeah.
It was a beautiful, beautiful feeling, and I loved them so much, and they grew with me. And it wasn't until like later, probably like 5 years down the road, right before I had to get them taken out, um, that I was really hearing the words like cultural appropriation were being thrown around quite a lot. And I was like, oh, no, like I'm not trying to take, like, how is me expressing myself in this way taking from anyone? And I don't want anyone to think that like I don't, like I'm taking someone else's culture and using it for my own personal benefit and claiming it as my own. And it's
Absolutely.
not what I'm doing.
Absolutely. I've had resistance around admitting that I'm a shaman. I just am a shaman,
Right.
period. From many, many lifetimes of training, this incarnation, my purpose, my goals, I am a shaman. And I for many years, I guess 4 now, I've felt very strange saying that because I wanted to avoid any cultural appropriation.
Mm.
And how can you just call yourself a shaman? You weren't, you didn't go into the jungle and live there for months on end and work with the medicine and contact spirit only and focus on that. Like, you can't say you're a shaman. Yes, I can. I'm a shaman. I have trained for lifetimes. And it would be a dishonoring my full ability and my full self by not saying that and not embodying that, because that is what I'm supposed to do. And I don't think that shamans only come from the Amazon. They're in every culture
Yeah.
through the entire history of existence. There is a very specific reason for that. It's because they are necessary and required. So we just have to like let go of those things at the best that we can, uh, the judgment that we have for other people, feeling like, well, who are you to do this? And it's like, why would we even hold that?
And it's
Why?
that is the most beautiful thing, and I completely feel that. The shaman is the walker between worlds, the one that holds, that helps receive the medicine from the other side to help people here in the physical. So like that is a really beautiful thing. As you had said, there's shamanism in every single culture. But when it comes to the United States does not have its own culture. I mean, now it does, and it's very disconnected.
Yeah.
But like we don't have a deep-rooted history. We took from people who already had a deep-rooted history here.
And rewrote it and
Yeah.
plowed through it and
Yeah.
took all the resources from it and shoved it
So,
in the dark. Yeah, it's terrible. Like fucking horrible. Obviously, we have to reverse that. Yeah.
right. But
Yeah.
so like with us, after 250 years of people that have lived in this society, now it's us who are waking up and coming to the realization that like no, we're really deeply connected to many different traditions and cultures. You just need to get to know yourself to understand which ones feel connected to you. And that's
Mm-hmm.
okay to say that, being
Mm-hmm.
an American white woman and not feel bad about it, but it's hard.
Yeah, it can be. I think we probably have been in these little avatars. We picked these avatars because they would be probably the least resistant to like success. Like, we needed to be set up with, what do you call it? Privileges. We have privileges as white women. And
Mhm.
I don't mean to say that like we do. It just is societally, you know, it's unfortunate. I don't agree with it, but to
Yeah.
recognize that and then utilize the extra leg up that we have to help support everyone would be the most powerful option that we could do. Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that's why we're here in this. It's probably a little bit easier for us to move around in the system, and yeah, it's
I
unfortunate, but
I really love that. So, and that goes back to like the reincarnation thing. So, with like karmic cycles, for example, if you were someone who was on the Trail of Tears and had that experience, that, massacring of your entire culture, your family, your loved ones, um, you know, that oppression, all of those things, then wouldn't you come back as like in the skin of the oppressor
mhm.
to have this experience of air quotes privilege and see all of the things that have like happened throughout history that have led us to this point so that we can make a change?
Yeah, and alchemize it. Yeah,
Mm.
absolutely. Yes. Well, I mean, it's like we can't even be mad at our past. We can't judge ourselves based on our past. We have to accept and forgive and then alchemize, transmute, shift, change toward a more aligned, cohesive, humane angle than in the past.
Yeah.
And it's not even just recent past that like colonizers, like that's like, the Romans and the all the thing like it's just I remember in my first past life regression session, I remembered that I was a woman, I feel like it was Greece. Yes, I believe so, but I'm kind of blanking on it now, but it was like they put salt. They salted the earth and it ruined the ability to grow anything. It desecrated our community. It was like an egregious desecration. Like salt wasn't cheap. You had to go like harvest that too. And the salt and the spices, the trade of that and that in those times, like it was like not an easy thing to come by, I would say, but they had like such mass amounts that they salted the earth. And it was like a vindictive move by one of the emperors. And I remember just being so upset. Like they ruined everything. How could they do this? How could they, like, what a massive amount of energy and intention and money and like, what a, why would you do this? Like, it's almost like setting off the atomic bomb. It's like, why would you do this to humanity? Yeah. Yeah, but that was like my first past life regression session. That's what I remembered being in. And I was trying to take care of other women and children, and it was basically like impossible because we couldn't grow anything. And yeah, it was terrible.
Devastating.
Yeah.
How, God, past life regression is just so incredibly fascinating to me. Which is why like I got certified in Dolores Cannon's QHHT course and all that because you get to be there while the person is experiencing their memories, as they remember it, the emotions that they felt in that moment, all of the different things. And it's so vast. It is
Hmm.
so vast. Obviously, the earth has been around for a very long time, and so have people.
And sometimes there are lifetimes off Earth.
Oh, for
So
sure.
yeah, that's like real wild stuff. Yeah.
Yeah. So, one thing I did want to ask you about your bilocated self was, can you tell me a little bit about your bilocated self?
Yes, I just recently identified her. We gave her a name, Sarah. For years and years, I thought it was a man.
Hmm.
I thought that there was a male version of me. Turns out she's just extremely masculine. So I'm not necessarily wrong for picking up on the masculinity, but she's a female that has been programmed and trained and physically altered, like hormonally. to have more masculine traits. Like she's a super soldier, like a kind of like a hitman. She goes on missions and she tracks people down, usually kills them. Sometimes the way that I relate to her, I have since my preteen years, is through dreams.
Hmm.
So like in my dreams, I would be aware of her consciousness, tracking people down, doing investigations, interrogations, hits, all the things like that. And so I would wake up from dreams like that. And then I realized just recently that the overload of physical density in my body that's causing me pain is tied to the emotional baggage and trauma of this version of myself that I'm not consciously aware of. And it's been difficult for me to identify without relating it to her because it doesn't apply to me. So like like I wake up, can't turn my head to the left. I wake up, my shoulder hurts. I wake up, my body is sore and I'm like, what the fuck? But it's from her.
Yeah.
So that has helped me identify it because it's like this is not mine. I know that this is not mine, but I feel it like it.
So, two-part question, if you don't mind. One, is she like a human or is she an off-world entity? And two, can you meditate and like tap into her and what she's experiencing?
Yes, I have not done that in a couple of weeks. I only did it like once to see her.
Yeah.
She is a human. She's like a hybrid. It's hard to say. I don't know exactly. I know that she's been in four different bodies because they die a lot.
Oh,
The
wow.
consciousness is not gone. So what
Right.
they did was they took a portion of my consciousness. So she would not exist without my consciousness, but it is a separate part, but it's from me. I'm not from her. She's from me. So, like, a little bit of my capacity, like, it's like if you think about like a computer, like a portion of my processing capacity is with her.
Yeah.
Um, I could meditate to be with her. I so far it hasn't been conscious. It's been like unintentional or like in dreams and stuff.
Yeah.
So,
It's just so interesting.
yeah.
Um, so like with the bilocated self that is Medea, it like I can meditate to tap into what she's experiencing, but like sometimes it's way easier than other times. I don't do it very often either.
Yeah.
Um, but like so you had asked in the last time that we talked if she was a part of something. I forget the words that you used.
Oh, this the secret space program or
Yes. Yeah.
yes.
So,
I think yours is intergalactic. I think that yours is above the government. It's how do I word it? Yours is like an organic connection, soul-based, interdimensional from your galactic roots.
mm,
It it's not an interference of the government from what I see and feel with your stuff.
and yours is?
Yeah, I think it's a
Okay.
government program. Yeah.
Okay. Well, so that just like
But
obviously,
I could be wrong. I mean, but from what it sounds like, from what I've heard you describe, it doesn't seem like I mean, actually, I might be wrong. Like, do you feel that they're being like harvested in any way or like doing things that like on missions that they're like made to do? Because I don't support my altar's work. Like, it's funny, the person that I was that I've been working with to unravel this, we identified her and immediately because he was sort of like, well, what do you want to do with her? What do you think your goal is with her? Like, do you want to like disconnect or do you try to understand her or whatever? And I was like, I don't want to disconnect from her. I love her. Like I need her. Like she's the one that fuels me with that like I'll fucking fight you. Like rage, but we need that. Everybody needs that. And he's
Right.
like, I hear you, and that's really kind of you to say that you love her, but that is from you. She has all that power, but it actually comes from you. So like stop looking at her like she has what you need. She wouldn't have it if it didn't exist in you. And I was like, okay, that makes me feel better. I still love her. I don't want to disconnect right now. But then I was like, well, is there any way that we could affect her physically? Like, could we have her potentially like spontaneously combust near some open gas lines? And he was like, "What?" And I was like, "Yeah, I want to take down the ship that she's on. I want to take down that whole faction. Like, let's fuck it up." And he's like, "No, no, 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 no. We're not doing that right now." And I was like, then I thought it was funny how I went from saying immediately that I loved her to let's blow her up and take the
Right.
ship down with it. Like, it's like, what the fuck? But I don't, I'm not aligned with the work that she's doing. She believes that what she's doing is righteous
Mhm.
and just, but I think that she's not she doesn't have all the information, and I think that there's a very very heavy level of trauma-based mind control and programming. So
Okay.
I'm not like I don't resonate with her. Yeah,
That's
I don't
cool.
want to resonate with her. Yeah.
Okay, so again, two-part thing here. Real quick, when I was at Kalahari with my family last year around my birthday, it was the last day that we were there. Um, I woke up and couldn't move my head. Like my neck hurt so bad, and there wasn't really any rhyme or reason. I slept really good. It was really, it was just really weird. So I was like, I wonder if Nadea had gone through something that like created this physical sensation in my body, and it's just something, that I'm experiencing. So when I like was laying there, I meditated, I connected with her, and I was seeing that she was like in a suit with other people, and her job was to find like in the center of the earth. I was shown that there were these big, beautiful, they're like quartz crystals, but they had like when you moved them, there was like a rainbow inside,
Hmm.
kind of like a moonstone, but they were way clearer, like a quartz
Yeah,
crystal.
the
Anyway,
flash. Yeah.
yeah. So, and it was like the earth had shifted so much and so much activity had been going on that the crystals shifted and shards were sent out into like the bottom of the ocean, for example. And her job was to go and find some of these shards to bring them back on the ship so they could read the crystals, because that would tell them um like what the earth needs, what's going on with her, how can we help, all of these things.
Hmm.
So while she was looking for these crystals down in the ocean, it was like there were so many um, sea creatures that were like protecting these crystals, that when she went and she found one, it was like the ocean floor and then a crevice, and then it opened up into this big space, and she was able to like, figure out where a shard was, grab it. She was coming out of the crevice, and like an octopus came up and like grabbed her
Oh my
and like
gosh.
wrapped around her neck and like pulled her down, and her teammate saw her and was pulling her back up. She got out of it, but I just got chills all over my legs. And she
Hmm.
was laying in a bed with a neck brace on
Yeah,
a while, like a week or something. And I
that's
was like,
crazy.
that like I didn't just make up that whole entire scenario in my mind as to why my neck is sore, but like I
Yeah.
asked the question and they're presented the answer, right?
And Kalahari is a water park, and she was in the ocean.
Yeah,
Like what? So, yeah,
just
that is
weird,
so funny. Yeah.
weird things there. And when I was talking to Amy a while back about my experiences and then her insights, and we came up with this, conclusion together about being bilocated, she was like, your more of your consciousness is in Nadea than it is in Mandy, which is why like I've had the seizures and
Yes.
uh like temporary disassociation, vertigo
Yes. Yes.
momentarily,
Yep.
because like when Nadea is dealing with something or working with
She
something.
needs to pull more energy. Yes, I've had those experiences. Yeah, I remember one night in particular a couple years ago, I really, really fought to stay conscious. I was in
Mhm.
the bathroom, like plucking my eyebrows or something. Then all of a sudden I was like, the vision started to go in like this and my ears were ringing and I'm like, oh no, no, no. And I like was breathing and I lay down on the floor and I kept like I kept like poking myself. Like I was just like, I'm not gonna leave. You can't take me. I'm not going. Like because I feel, and this was even years ago, but I was aware of the secret space stuff. I just was not openly talking about it. But I was like, you can't take me. You can't have any more of my energy right now. I need to be here. And I like held on. Yeah, I
That is
totally,
with what you had just described, with like the things getting dark and then the ringing in the ears, like
yep.
that is so, it's so mind-blowing. But then again, it's like, well, duh, she's experiencing the same thing that you have been, because hello, by location, that's what we're talking about right now. But it, like, my human is like, oh my God, this is nuts, you know?
Yes,
How
yes. And a
incredible.
doctor would just say, "Oh, that's just a neurological reaction to your brain like shutting down." And it's like, "No.
But why?
No. I can see that I'm getting pulled out. I have no energy in my body." Like that's what would happen to me when I had syncope, which is randomly losing consciousness. And it's funny when you think about it, losing consciousness. Where does it go? Where does your
Right,
like it's not gone, it's
right,
somewhere else. So like where did it go? Because it's not in your body, you know?
right.
Just saying.
Just saying. That is, I love that. Dude, that's the craziest thing. Oh my God, that's so amazing. Thank you.
Yeah, I love talking with you so much. I feel like we could like really go on any subject. Uh
Absolutely.
I feel like it's been almost 2 hours at this point. Maybe we
Yeah.
should cut it off for today and then so I'll probably be able to come up with like 4 episodes for you because I try to keep them like 45 minutes to an hour long because I feel like anything over that is just sort of like your brain melts. Like listening to something super long. It's like watching a 3 hour movie, you know, you're like,
Right.
oh my God, when's this over? Um, not that that would happen, but it's just like I don't want to overwhelm people. I feel like if you just give them like 45 minutes and then so
Yeah.
I'll probably chop it up to like 4 episodes, 3 or 4, and then we'll just like I'm sure we'll schedule another time, like you'll probably, and I'm gonna be on yours soon.
Yes, you are. So you're
Yay.
gonna be on Brain Flowers, which is so exciting. I'm pretty pumped
Yes,
about that.
I love
You are
that name, Brain Flowers.
thank you.
Yeah.
With Brandy, my bestie sister, you're gonna hear a lot about her all the time. She just always comes up in conversation. You're welcome, B. Love you. Um, we just like this, like on and on and on and on. I'll go over, I spend the night at our house like once a month, just grown adult sleepovers, and we get like nachos and tacos and sit
Oh,
there,
that's so fun.
have the TV on for like background noise. But literally, like, I'll get there at 5 o'clock in the afternoon, and we'll stay up until 3 o'clock in the morning, just a continuous conversation that just doesn't stop. And so that was obviously happening one day. And just like leave all of my kids and my husband at home, like, bye, I'm gonna go spend the night at my best friend's house.
That's amazing.
And we were talking, and I'm like, brain flowers. Like, we make brain flowers. Like, we just talk about
Yes.
everything. And so that is how that came into existence.
Yes, and the neurons connecting is like the roots of the flowers.
Yeah,
Yeah, they look exactly the same, by the way. So there's reason for that.
absolutely. All the connections.
Yes. I
Thank
so
you.
appreciate talking with you again, Mandy, and I know it won't be the last time. And again, as you've heard, Mandy has her own podcast, Brain Flowers, which I will be a guest on, and
Yeah.
I'll be sure to share that link whenever in the future. I haven't recorded it yet, but be on the lookout.
Thank you
Thanks.
so much. I appreciate you. You are an amazing human being, and I just love talking to you. So
Oh,
thank
thank
you.
you. Same to you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate you. And I hope that you're getting better soon. How are you feeling better? Any better since the past couple of weeks?
Yeah, I just had a doctor's appointment on Tuesday, and the whole healing progression is like very slow going. There's minimum 3 more weeks of me laying on the couch, but I am taking advantage of it. I have been painting forever. I'm reading books, and today I'm playing with clay and talking to you. So thank you.
Yay! Have fun with your clay. That's awesome.
Thank
Enjoy,
you.
enjoy, enjoy, and we'll be in touch soon.
Yes. Thank you so much.
Bye.
Bye.
Man, this was one of those conversations that just keeps unfolding even after it ends. If you're listening here, you can find this episode over on Mandy's podcast, Brain Flowerz, and go ahead and check out all of her other episodes. If something in this conversation resonated with you and you want to explore it more deeply, I'm currently offering 40% off Akashic Records readings. You can find the link in the show notes. All of our information is there as well. As always, take what resonates, leave the rest, and trust your own experience as valid. I'll talk to you in the next episode. Until then, take care and enjoy this track by Stilo Free, Lights and Shadows.
Pressure made diamonds, lay back, smoking loud in the silence. It's all love, but no trust. Why you think I'm doing too much? Cause pressure made diamonds, lay back, smoking loud in the silence. I roll up and go up. Why you tripping, give me no love? Nowadays you don't gotta mind me. In the end I hope you really find peace. I had to set my mind free. I had to let my soul breathe. Moon sign Pisces, heart broke psyche. Angels all around me, but demons wanna fight me. Feel like I had to fight myself. No, I had to look inside myself. With a predisposition to addiction. Through the negatives, I'm still focused on the vision. It's sorta like that first scene you see in Pulp Fiction. I see the end, but it's really only the beginning. I had to find a way to be grateful for them locked doors that you made close. When doves cry, it's so painful, but the purple rain is so graceful. Cause pressure made diamonds, lay back, smoking loud in the silence. It's all love, but no trust. Why you think I'm doing too much? Cause pressure made diamonds, lay back, smoking loud in the silence. I roll up and go up. Why you tripping, give me no love? I'm fighting battles, lost between the lights and the shadows. Trying to shoot me down, I'm dodging all the ammo. Left me hanging, I escaped from the gallows. Swim through the ether, blowing on a reefer. Running like Rev when he rapped about Adidas. It's like my flow is heaven sent. My energy could shift the cards in your tarot deck. Life ain't always what it seemed. An alternate reality, I'm living in a dream. I got the Stussy on the T with the 501 jeans. Ray-Ban Lokes with the Air Max 3s. Mandela effect, got me living my best. I gotta jump timelines when I'm living in stress. And a spliff in my chest, it got me lifting and blessed. Peace, you know the rest.